Let's rebel against defeat, chase excellence, masculinity, men first. Great day for a bike ride, but it is hot as F. Utah right now is 100 degrees, but 3/4 of this trail is in shade, so I'm not too bad. But I had to take my shirt off. But anyhow, here's the deal. Rejection is something that you have to go through. And how do you cope with it? Let's talk about you get rejected from job offers, you get rejected from family members, you might even be rejected from coaching a baseball team for the Little League because they don't like you. Rejection is part of life. You know, think about this. If you were going for a job and it came down to one or two of you and they chose the other guy, you'd be a little butthurt. What the hell did I do wrong? Was my degree not good enough? Did I do something wrong within the interview process? And you're going to think about it. But you know, the next day or two, you're off job searching again. You're like, hey, you know what? I've been rejected. I haven't gotten the job before. I'm going to go find it. And you typically find a better job, right? So you got through rejection once. But let's talk about relationship rejection. What happens and how do you cope with it? Why does it hurt for men more? Men don't like to lose, plain and simple, and our ego takes a hit when a female rejects us. It's as simple as that. We get in our logical mind and we basically suffer paralysis of analysis. What could we have done better? What do we do different now going forward? How do we make, how do I get her back? You know, all the typical issues of rejection. And rejection is a wonderful thing. I wouldn't be making videos 3,000 feet up the mountains if I wasn't rejected. And I went through a tough rejection. I've talked about it. You know, divorce, breaking a family up, losing half of my shit. But guess what? I bounced back, okay? So the real thing you have to understand, if you're going through rejection or if you've been rejected and it's hard for you to accept it, number one, first and foremost, I've talked about this. I've spent thousands of dollars in therapy about this concept. You have to accept the rejection. Number one, write this down. I accept that Susie Q does not love me anymore. I accept that Peggy Sue kicked me out of the house and doesn't want anything to do with me. I accept that I can't make anyone love me. That's your first step right there, acceptance. Number two, I've said this over and over, you write a list down. If you've been in a long-term relationship or a marriage or a cohab, you write that list down, pros and cons. I guarantee your cons are gonna be 3 to 5 times greater than the pros. And you read that list. Every time you feel sad or rejected, you cope with it by reading that list, okay? That'll get you back to square one. I guarantee it. When you read those cons versus the pros, your mind's gonna go, you know what? Yeah, I can accept this. That wasn't a great relationship, but my mind created this fantasy, this Disneyland utopia that it was better than it really was. Third thing, fantasy versus reality. You know the reality. You know in long-term relationships, the reality is this. It doesn't get that much better. In fact, you'd find knickknacks about each other, issues, challenges you can't stand about each other. It's not that great. Just accept the fact that it wasn't that great. Even the sex goes down. So those are the 3 steps on how to get over rejection and how to cope with it. Now, once your mind accepts it, here's the secret. Once you accept it, and you have to believe it and accept it. Okay, well, I don't really know if you have to believe it, just accept it. But once you accept the fact that she rejected you, now your brain and your mind will go to great lengths to fill your life with opportunities of other cool things. New people are going to pop into your life. New opportunities, new experiences, new hobbies. And that's the best part of the whole acceptance process. Your life will take a turn for the better. Now, is it going to hurt? Absolutely. Are you going to hear songs on the radio and drive by restaurants that you guys both went to and had wonderful outings? Are you going to look at pictures on your phone? That's another thing. Don't look at any more pictures. Okay? But yeah, that shit's going to come up. But you just accept it. You get back to that list. You get back to the fantasy versus reality. And this is how you do it. Rejection is the greatest thing to happen to you if you allow it to be. If you allow the fact that rejection opened your eyes up to a brand new world, guess what, guys? You're off to the races. Think about this. When Christopher Columbus didn't sail across the ocean, they had no idea where they were going. God, the first place that they landed was Santa Marta, Colombia. I've been there. It's the first port in South America ever. I think America Vespuccio founded or something. But anyhow, they didn't even know that existed. But they had the idea that something existed out there. And guess what? The universe showed them that there was land and there was territory and all sorts of things. outside of their way of thinking. Okay, they accepted that there could be, the city of gold, the city of Oro. But anyhow, the bottom line is this: accept the fact the mind's going to throw the universe, God, Dharma, Brahma, whomever, is going to put opportunities in your life that's going to make your life that much more filled and greater. But you got to accept it. You don't accept it, you're going to be in that same loop. Your ego's going to suffer. Your self-esteem's going to go down. You're going to have no opportunity because you've got this. You're literally like you're sitting in the palm of her hand or his hand, thinking she's going to come back to me once she sees my changes. No, you don't bathe in dirty bathwater. And number two, if she rejected you, she was poking holes in that canoe while you were paddling it. I hope this helps. Rebel against defeat, chase excellence, masculinity, men first.